Department for TVET, our leaders, the Honorable Meli, who is also the chair of the Education Committee in Parliament, Honorable Kitur, Honorable Cynthia Muge, and of course, in absentia, Honorable Kirwa, the chairman of Kaiboi National Polytechnic, Dr. James Sang, the chief principal, Abdu Tione, all leaders present, TVET principals, and most of all, graduates, parents, guardians, and stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by saying good afternoon. Let me also extend an apology because I came in late. We were supposed to have started early in the morning, but our assignments sometimes can take a quick turn. So this morning I had to meet a delegation of the IMF, International Monetary Fund, because we are also negotiating to wind up our program, which has been running, and to start developing a new program, which relates to the management of the economy. And in the process, there is something they are calling the governance diagnostic, and also diagnostic on anti-corruption measures, which they wanted us to discuss. So please bear with me for that delay. My first message also extends to the people of Mosop, all of you, for bearing your time without the area of Member of Parliament being present. So let me join you in praying and wishing that the Honorable Abraham Kirwa, who is my friend, will recover soonest and be able to resume his assignment with you. We all wish him well, and we know God will guide his recovery. Let me also, at the very outset, confirm that what Governor Sang said is true. They were able to talk to me with the Honorable Felix Koske, and it became difficult to say no. So I am here. And I also bring felicitations from President Ruto. We spoke last night and I told him I'll be coming here. And pia yeye anasema heko kwenu. So let me make my formal remarks and then I'll just add one or two things. It is a great honor for me to join you here today for the first graduation ceremony of Kaiboi National Polytechnic since it was upgraded from a technical training institute last year. This is a significant milestone, not just for the people of Mosop constituency and Nandi County, but for the entire. It reaffirms the government's commitment to enhance the contribution of the technical and vocational education and training sector to economic and social development. We are proud to be standing on the ground that His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto prepared when he commissioned the Jitume Digital Skills Laboratory and laid the foundation stone for an information and communication technologies complex in January last year. The moment is here for us to celebrate the first 1,614 graduates who have completed their learning experience in this distinguished institution. I recognize you for your hard work, dedication, and achievements. Your graduation marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of the new. Exciting opportunities that ahead that will shape your future. Let me extend my heartfelt congratulations to all of you graduates and acknowledge your trainers, families, and the communities you come from for supporting you through this remarkable journey. Your success is a testament to the government's unwavering resolve to grow and develop the TVET sector to produce skills that will support Kenya's priority sectors and enhance its global competitiveness in line with the bottom-up transformation agenda. Through the TVET network, we are building a workforce that is not only skilled, but also adaptable, innovative, and prepared to meet the demands of current and future industries. We are also promoting equity and inclusion by ensuring that each constituency has at least one TVET institution. We have made strides. That is a very serious matter. One TVET institution constituency. We have made significant strides in reforming the sector to ensure that it is aligned with global trends, industry standards, and the needs of our growing workforce. In this regard, we are upgrading and modernizing TVET institutions to enhance their relevance and responsiveness to the manpower needs of our growing economy. These reforms focus on enhancing the quality of education and training, improving access to TVET programs, and ensuring that what is taught in these institutions directly addresses the needs of the labor market. As part of these reforms, the Cabinet has approved the dual training policy, and you heard the Principal Secretary make reference to this, that formalizes the integration of theoretical learning and hands-on training in industries. This historic decision is a game changer, as it will ensure that trainees who have been constrained by skills mismatch to the needs of our industries can now graduate with cutting-edge skills to entrepreneurship or local and international labor markets. This policy will also enable TVET institutions to fully implement the robust competency-based education training curriculum that was rolled out in September 2023. The training focuses on practical skills and outcomes that ensure TVET trainees are knowledgeable and highly skilled in areas most needed by industries. The government has further made substantial investments in upgrading of TVET institutions, infrastructure, including providing modern equipment and learning tools. It has also enhanced investments in the training and development of TVET instructors, particularly in new technologies and methodologies. We have recently recruited 2,000 trainers to bridge the trainer deficit in the TVET sector, while enhancement of the recognition of prior learning framework has formalized the competencies of artisans who have gained skills through work experience or informal learning. As I conclude the formal remarks, let me appreciate the Council, management, students, and stakeholders of Kaiboi National Polytechnic for hosting this great gathering. You have a great opportunity to position this institution in Kenya's socio-economic transformation journey by developing mutually beneficial linkages with the local community and the industries that will engage your graduates now and in the future. God bless you all, and thank you. Your Excellency Governor Sang, Madam PS, maybe let me just emphasize one or two issues that are critical. One, I just want to underscore Tibet program in Kenya is now becoming a reference point for many other countries. It is becoming the basis upon which others are beginning to see how to move forward. And I'm very proud to say that Madam PS here has been extremely passionate, and we really commend her in pursuing the growth of Tibet in our country, together with her entire team. What you are doing is so important. I really want to thank you, all of you collectively and individually, on behalf of the government. Now, there are one or two issues that I'll just flag so that I don't take too much time. These good people want to be given the power to go and do what pertains to their training. But let me just flag about one or two issues. First, it's the funding program. In a few days' time, because there was a team that was appointed, a working group, a task force that was put together to look at the issues surrounding the funding program. And I know they have completed their report. They should be submitting it in a few days' time. And I believe, after broad consultations across the board, they have been able to identify where the challenges are. And in their recommendations, we shall have a lasting solution so that we can deal once and for all and in a sustainable manner with the issue of the funding of our institutions at the university level. And indeed, as you say, at the Tibet, it has been functioning quite well. So I want to assure you on behalf of the government and on behalf of the Ministry of Education that this is underway, and you'll be able to get to know the details of the findings and the recommendations in a few days' time. Let me also just say that sometimes sisi wanasiasa tunaenda mbali. You will remember the debate that was there on the CBC. If you will recollect, it was a hot issue, very hot. And some were saying, scrap it, abandon it. It became even a very hot political issue. If you wanted to get makofi, upigiwe makofi kwa jukwaa, when we were campaigning, panda pale, hii CBC, inamaliza wazazi, inamaliza wanafunzi, inamaliza nani, toa. That was the shortcut. That was the simplistic thing to do. And it had problems, it had teething problems. But gradually, we have overcome those challenges. And therefore, I want to give you hope that we shall also overcome the funding challenge. We overcame the other one, we are going to overcome this one. That is very important. And as we sit here, we have a very able chair of the Education Committee in Parliament is here, a son of the soil. And he has done a good job, and he'll do a good job. And I'm sure through Parliament, they will also help us to quickly see that the appropriate recommendations that come out of the task force will be quickly implemented. And where there is need to adjust any legislation through his committee in this space, they will accelerate so that we quickly finish that matter and we move forward. So I want you to have faith and confidence that this will be resolved. Now, the other thing, and to the graduates, be strong, be steadfast, be young men and women of integrity. I came from Geneva the other day on behalf of the government, and I had a chance to meet with the Director General of World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi, and the message she said is this: when you go back to your country, tell them that the honeymoon around aid is over. The honeymoon is over. Globally, the honeymoon is over. Now we must shift gear and we must compete for investment and trade. In history, you read about the scramble for Africa. Around it. Now, we must look at it in the reverse, that we must scramble for investment and trade. And you shall not get investment and trade if you do not have a skilled manpower. Lazima uwe na watu wenye ujuzi, wenye tajriba, wenye wanafahamu kile mwekezaji anataka. Na ndio nyinyi sasa. Tunawataka, tunawahitaji, Kenya inawataka, inawahitaji, kwa sababu kupitia kwenu ndio tutafutia wale investors wakuje katika Kenya, kwa sababu hiyo ndio scramble mpya, na tuachane na mambo ya aid. So we need you, we need your skills. Capital goes to where there is good skill. Ukienda kwa nchi ambayo watu hawana ujuzi, hawana nini, investors wanapotea, wanaenda kwingine. So Kenya has got an opportunity to really be at the forefront in this competitive area where we are now going for investments and trade and production. So you have everything cut out for you, and we must provide the enabling environment ile ambayo itamsukuma na nyinyi mwende mbele. And in all this, we need a stable government, we need peace, we need unity of the country, and we need to be a democratic nation. That is important. Hiyo ni ya muhimu sana. Msidanganywe, mtasilete porojo wengine hapa ya kusema iko shortcut ama nini. Hapana. We just have to walk the straight and narrow road to make sure that Kenya is on the right path. Kwa hivyo, I want to wish you graduates all the success as you move out to either gain employment or also to generate employment as you move forward. Sio tu kuandikwa ama kuajiriwa, pia na nyinyi nikiangalia, nikitazama, you can also do it. You can also do it. Tazama mwenzako ambaye yuko karibu na wewe, muangalie kwa uso. Muulize, will you be an employee or an employer? That is the message, so that we can all work to move forward. Finally, kwa kisiasa hapa, Mheshimiwa Sang, unajua wewe ni gavana wangu tu. Zile barabara mmesema na nini, if you get the roads, I also benefit. If you say things, I benefit. Kwa hivyo, you have recruited me, I will be part of you kutetea hizo maneno, na jumbe vile umesema tutaungana, so that when there's an opportunity, a good thing that comes to as Kenyans. Na pia nataka niwaambie Majority leader alisema mambo ya earthquake. Najua sasa wewe unataka kuvunja nyumba za wenyewe. Lakini tuko sawa, tunaendelea vizuri, tutashikana so that we can all pool resources to this place. I also want to let you know, as my very good neighbors and friends, najua wakati tulizungumza mambo ya earthquake, tumeenda sasa a notch higher. Sisi kwa ANC na UDA sasa tumeshikana, we are now one. Sasa tunasonga mbele, tukienda mbele, and the judgment will remain with the voter. President akizungumza mambo ya housing, wengine wanapata kelele. Sasa kwanza walitupeleka koti hapa na pale. Sasa juzi nimeona wanasema now where will be the title deeds for the houses, the sectional head, sectional titles. It is the government of the day that generates titles. Please, for heaven's sake, who does land adjudication? Government. Who issues titles? The government. Who created the law to allow the sectional titles? Yani, when you are on top of a flat, sectional title, nile title for the upper floors, not the ground one. Who created the law for sectional titles? Government. So surely, why are you looking for the smallest of things to make it look like the housing program is a problem for the people of Kenya? Always trying to give wrong information. It is the government of the day that issues titles. And there's a procedure to issue titles, including the sectional titles. So don't mislead on a matter like this. I've just told you the honeymoon on aid is over. Mambo ya health. The international community, particularly the Western powers and the new administration in the United States, has got a different AIDS policy. Aid policy. Now, the funding for health programs is being put back to the governments in those countries. Tuachane na kufikiri sasa mtu mwingine atakuja kufanya health programs zetu. Sisi wenyewe, the government of Kenya, the government of Uganda, the government of Tanzania, the government of where, you name those governments, has come to a standstill. Now, we may have some challenges on the universal health care, which we must all collectively address, the ones that are here and there, just the way we are talking of challenges in the funding program where we need to address. We will do that. But I want to ask you now, was it a premonition or what was it that led the government of Kenya to pursue aggressively the need to have a proper and functioning universal health care program? Now that aid is being cut, it's being removed. Ladies and gentlemen, even if you don't like the government, but at least acknowledge one thing. There was foresight, they were planning ahead, because now we are in the area where aid has been cut. So who is going to care for the sick in Kenya? Because the international ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to take care of your sick anymore. The sick in your countries must be taken care of by yourselves. So what do we do? Na mimi nazungumza hapa kwa sababu kwa mfano kwa aid program, AIDS and what have you. In Kenya, we have citizens who are affected, about 1.3 million Kenyans, and the government of Kenya funds about 60% of their program, and the international community was funding up to 40%. I only want to give the example of Kenya. I don't want to talk about other countries. There are others where they rely 100% on donor assistance. So the government of Kenya must figure out how do we meet the gap of 40% that is no longer going to be available from the international community. We have to do it. As a responsible government, we have to find. If we were irresponsible, we would say we shall do nothing about it. So the 40% who are relying on international funding can then just disappear into the wilderness. Our responsible government cannot do that. And the government of President William Ruto is a responsible government, and therefore, that's why you have a universal health care program, so that we can systematically find a way of catering for all Kenyans, irrespective of their station in life. Na hapo ndio mimi na imekuja hapa kusema kama jirani wenu, tusipige siasa na maisha ya watu. Tutoe suluhu, tufikirie, tujadiliane, pahali sheria lazima ibadilishwe, tubadilishe kupitia kwa bunge na kwa county assemblies, alafu tusaidie Wakenya wetu. Kwa hivyo, kama nimeongea zaidi, mtanisamehe, lakini niliona mimi kama mmoja wenu na nimefurahi kwa sababu hamkupiga makofi. Hiyo ni dalili kuonyesha it is so important to listen keenly to what somebody is very
Utaniruhusu niweze kumkaribisha naibu mwalimu mkuu James Odwar aweze kuendeleza ratiba inayofuata. Karibu sana.